Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 22nd. Right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You got Pacific Northwest to the right of the screen. Take a look off to the left. Pay attention to this area of energy. It is going to be moving towards the west coast of North America towards the end of the week. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at the following week extended forecast as we go through the video here this morning. Looking at that visible satellite imagery this morning, as you can see, many areas are basking in some glorious sunshine here. There are some mid-level clouds across eastern Washington. There are some areas with some low clouds that will be burning off most likely on the day today. You can see Mount Rainier in all its glory right there across the Washington Cascades. So take a look at things right now. There's that system that we were dealing with way out across Montana and portions of Alberta as we speak. And you can see a little bit of a chilly start to this morning here. It's warming up quite quickly though. You can see some mid-40s already out there. It was down into the 30s for a lot of locations west of the Cascades. Lightning strikes over the last 24 hours. You see BC got a few, Idaho Panhandle, western Montana, nothing into Washington or Oregon state here though on the last 24 hours. And speaking of lightning detection systems, this weather station is quite nice. Probably the best you can buy for the money. Click on the link down below if you want to save 10% off. It's got its own lightning detection system with it. Highly recommend it. Does all kinds of fun stuff. You view it on your smartphone wherever you go. Broadcast to the cloud. It stores the data for you there also. Now taking a look at 18,000 feet, 500 millibars. So we're looking at the European last night's run. There's that trough across the intermountain portions there. And you can kind of see how it hangs on here as we go on in through Tuesday and Wednesday, probably keeping some shower activity across southern Idaho and portions of southern Oregon. Even some snow for the higher terrain there as we go through the day on Wednesday. But you can also see in turn, we've got a ridge here across western BC and western Washington. That's going to allow us to warm up here as we go on in through this week. But then we get the next system, bringing this bit of a polar lobe here down towards the state of California. But this is going to impact Oregon, some of Washington, not quite as much, and not quite as much for BC as well. A lot of the precipitation is going to be falling across Oregon for the Pacific Northwest here. I'll show you that here in a moment. But you can see the track of that polar lobe here swinging down across the southwest USA, and then maybe another ridge building on the backside of that as we go through the following week. And if you want to help support the channel, go to my Patreon page. It's great for getting updates. You can go to the community section there and chat. I'm working on building a Discord server here as well, so I can jump in there and answer questions and just kind of get a little bit more personal conversation going on with some of you who want to do so. So anyway, check it out on the Patreon page. The link is below. Now take a look at the European model. So as we scroll through here, we look off into Wednesday morning. You can kind of see some snow for the higher terrain of the southern Oregon Cascades across eastern Oregon. Some thunderstorm potential on the day Wednesday as well. Then you see this start to push off as we go through Thursday. Still another round of showers and some Rocky Mountain snows there as we go on in through Thursday. But then you see the next system arriving, and you can kind of see how the precipitation tracks from southeast to northwest. You can kind of see that negatively tilted portion of the trough. This could have some lightning potential here as we go late into Thursday and then on into Friday there. And you can see a lot of the precipitation stays across Oregon, and there could be some heavy amounts at that low kind of spinning here as we go through this weekend. I mean, look at that upper level low just spinning and kicking off showers all the way on in through the end of the weekend here. But then we'll see what comes next week after that. But yeah, pretty active system going to be swinging through here as we go towards the end of the week. And looking at the artificial intelligence wider view, there's Alaska, there's Washington State right here. Put that into motion, kind of see the trough again hanging out as we go through the midweek period. Ridge builds, allows many locations across the region to warm up quite nicely. Next system swings down through Oregon, California, and that's what's going to be our weather maker this weekend. And then maybe another ridge as we go on in through next week for some nicer weather. And we'll see what is going to be in store after that. A weak frontal system pushing through western BC there, and we'll see if how long it's going to be before the Gulf of Alaska trough starts to redevelop here as we go through mid-May. Looking at that artificial intelligence model, we'll watch this upper level low kind of set up shop here and spin and kind of do its thing and push off to the east. And then as we go through next week, there's going to be some systems pushing into western BC. How far south will that get across southwestern BC and Washington State? That is the question, and it's a ways out there here. So we'll just be watching that over the next few days. Look at it, daily 2-meter max temperature today, Tuesday, April 22nd. Look at that, some nice 60s starting to show up again. Some nice sunshine out there, really nice day in store. And look at that for tomorrow. We really warm up quite dramatically. Some 70s showing up for western Oregon, maybe a 70-degree reading for western Washington. You can see the temperatures really warming up in the Fraser River Valley, Okanagan River Valley, the Columbia Basin. Look at Treasure Valley down there as well. Then we push off in towards Thursday and look at these temperatures. The warmest day definitely coming up here. I mean, look at southwest BC. You're getting some 70s, some mid 70s for western Washington. One of the warmest days so far this spring, no doubt, in store. You can see the Portland Metro right there. Maybe some upper 70s showing up. We go to Friday, and you notice we start to cool down a bit here because that system's going to be moving into California and Oregon there. And the clouds are going to be over top of Oregon. You see warmer temperatures the further you go north. So Friday might not be a bad day for Seattle, but definitely more cloudy across Portland and some of the state of Oregon. And we go to Saturday, much of the region cools down a bit there. We go to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we start to bounce those temperatures yet again back as we go through next week as well on into early May. So total precipitation in inches. If I scroll through here, you'll notice, look at some of these precipitation totals showing up for the Oregon Cascades and Southwest Oregon. Pretty impressive, 1 to 2 inches for some locations. You know, we'll continue to watch this, but you see there's not much showing up for Washington or British Columbia there. And then as we go off towards Sunday night, you can kind of see some intermountain precipitation occurring there as well. And some thunderstorm activity, no doubt, will be accompanying this upper level low. Here's the artificial intelligence. We go 15 days out. You can kind of see that. Let me back that up. 330 hours, only 1/10 of an inch for Seattle. Not much for Washington State, but there is this sharp cutoff here. So we'll watch that to see what kind of progress these frontal systems are going to make back down into the region. And this precipitation is from this upper level low coming this weekend. 15-day temperature anomaly here as well. You can see below normal here for much of the region as we go on in towards the early portion of May. But the sharp cutoff there with the precipitation. So we'll be watching to see what those frontal systems are going to do. 6 to 10 day near normal, kind of that above normal signal here, especially for interior regions. 8 to 14 day above, mixed bag. Again, the Climate Prediction Center showing kind of that sharp precipitation cutoff there somewhere across western BC. Here's the precipitation departure from average so far this month. Look at this below normal signal here across the entire Pacific Northwest. Really, maybe a couple areas are slightly above normal precipitation, but look at the Cascades of Oregon, pretty dramatically below normal up into Washington as well. And if we look at average temperature here, April 1st, again, so far this month, pretty much the entire region here is above average. And western Washington, Oregon, substantially so. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We'll continue to watch this system. We'll break it down day by day. Click like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.